Hey everybody, how's it going? So here I wanted to walk around what was my old neighborhood. So I'm on 1st Avenue and 14th Street. My store was on 1st Avenue and 12th Street. I wanted to take a walk from 1st Avenue and 14th to 1st Avenue and 1st Street. That's called the East Village. That was my old neighborhood. And we were just going to take a look and see what it looks like. Now there's one blog that I'd highly suggest you check out if you have any interest in this stuff or in this neighborhood, which is evgrieve.com. It's pretty much a blog where they're grieving the death of the East Village. It's been a blog that's been around for over 10 years now, and they showcase the little pieces of history in the East Village, the shops that used to be, what their history was, who's replacing them. It keeps up on the neighborhood, and these types of neighborhood blogs I think are really important, and I think what they're doing is really cool. So you should check them out. So I'm on 14th and 1st, and this is the first place here. This is a corner shop here, and it looks like this is for rent. This is the first thing on my little journey over here. So this is the street corner here, and this is a corner store that is for rent. It would not be a store for rent if I don't know what this is, this giant bubble in the window. It looks like someone tried to burn it. Someone scratched a bunch of stuff right in there. It's your typical New York stuff there. So I'm just going to walk down the block a little bit and we'll see what we have. Right across the block you have this suntan place, Suntan Nail. Again, if they're closed at 2 p.m. on a Thursday, or Friday I should say, closed at 2 p.m. on a Friday, it's safe to say they're not paying their rent. Because what the rent is in this neighborhood, you're not paying your rent if you're, like, even though there's no for lease sign up, if you're not open and taking money at 2 p.m. on a Friday, you're probably done for. So that is across the street. On this side of the street right here, we have this place. It says Retail for Lease, HQ Commercial Properties. It's a fairly small looking store on the inside. It looks like this was I think this was a Checkers. I'm pretty sure this was a Checkers. It's one of those places. Actually, yeah, it is. I couldn't see through the window because of the reflection, but I'm seeing it in the viewfinder of my camcorder. It's one of those places where like a sandwich is 1,600 calories and this, heart attack by 40 if you eat here through 3 meals a day. As you can see, the window is full of filth, as usual. It looks like this graffiti was written in what looks like, this actually looks like motherboard corrosion. If you look at both the texture and the color of this graffiti, it looks like motherboard corrosion when I'm doing board repair. You can see that there's some new ports, an empty Coke can inside there, what looks like a transformer, and the window is also scratched up and filled with graffiti, as is to be expected. If we walk a few steps down, you'll see another closed place that is for lease right over here. I don't remember what this used to be. I think this was a fancy pizzeria, or is that no, never mind. That was the next block. I don't remember what this used to be. Let's see if we can look inside there. It's not going to focus on that at all. I'd have to be able to put it up against the glass, which I can't do over here. As you can see, the window is your standard grade of filth, and right across the street we also have a GNC that is for rent. It's kind of nuts when you see the corporate places that are gone. So what Evie Grieve shows in their blog, and it's a really cool blog, is they show how this neighborhood used to be filled with these small little shops that were, neighborhood staples, and how they got replaced with corporate shit. And what's really interesting is when it comes full circle and you can't find people to rent the place anymore, even if they are a corporate store like a GNC. Yeah, so how are you? Just taking a look at the spaces in the area. I remember getting all my protein powder from here. As you can see, nice scratched up, beat up window, which is again just part and parcel of the New York City. Now, if we cross the street, what I was doing before, because I didn't feel like editing the videos, was I was just showing you the places. I would stop and start the recording as I found a new place. But so far, I don't think I've had to do that once. I'm just walking along, and there's an empty place so soon that I don't even have to stop to walk over to it. So this over here is another retail space for lease. So I started on 14th Street and 1st Avenue. Now I'm on 13th Street and 1st Avenue. That is the sign for 13th Street up there. So let's take a look and see what we have here. So this is another vacant space. Is no business here. I'm not sure what this used to be. I honestly don't remember. I spent most of my time when I was working here just sitting in my office fixing boards until 1 or 2 in the morning and then going home. I didn't really focus on the places in the neighborhood. The gentleman there that is talking to himself. I'm not going to interrupt his conversation. And right, well, what do you know? Right across the street we have another dead business. So, yeah, I haven't even had to stop the camera. This is crazy. But I have not even had to stop the camera. It's just dead business after dead business after dead business. So we're gonna walk over here. My apologies in advance. By the way, this place over here, Tallgrass Burger, amazing burger place, amazing owner, good dude. I'm very glad that he's still in business. Always nice to me, always polite, always courteous, really cares about his the product that he makes, that he sells. I'm really glad. I was actually stopped by there, had to use the bathroom. I bought a water. I'm one of those people that I can't walk into a business, like I can't walk into a place that is a decently run business and use the bathroom without buying something, because I wouldn't want people to just say, hey, can I take a piss here? So I kind of, and he's always the type of person that would say just go. But he's a really good business, really nice guy, and I was very happy to see that everything there was still open. So this, I can't show you the inside because it's filled with brown paper. And unlike most of the places that have work permits, this one actually hasn't expired yet, which is a rarity. And a lot of you have been saying that somebody should open a brown paper store in New York City. And well, yeah, I can't argue with you there. Now, on the corner over here, we've got another place that is dead. This one makes me really sad. This is the Corner Store Deli. So this deli, again, one of these places that I was really sad to see gone. The owner of it, really nice old man. Every time I would show up, if I showed up and I was short 25 cents or something, I would always put my stuff back on the desk, or even if I was short $1 or $2, and I'd take me 1 sec, I'd go to run back into the store, and he would always say, no, don't worry about it. And there's not a lot of people that do that are going to trust someone that they don't know to pay them back their money. And as you may know, with the cost of things in a deli, or the profit margin on stuff that you're selling at a corner store is not very high. How are you? Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Found out your videos a couple days ago. And
oh, cool.
I would actually run because I kind of live around here.
Small world. What's your name?
Noah.
You want to be on camera or no?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, what the hell? This guy's Noah.
Hey,
say hi. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Take care.
So this place over here, yeah, this guy would always say, oh, don't worry about it. If you're selling me a product that you paid $1 for like $1.25, and I'm 50 cents or $1 short, you're screwed. I mean, if you keep saying yes to that, you're screwed. And he always trusted me. So when that would happen, I'd always come back, and let's say I was short $1 or $2. I wind up giving him $3 or $5 just to show my appreciation for the fact that he trusted me, and to show him that he wasn't stupid. And also, I would imagine that the amount of people that didn't pay him was great. So I would kind of want to show him it makes sense to trust people. Thank you for being a trusting person that cares about the people in your neighborhood. He was a really nice and kind deli owner, and it looks like he's gone. Also, this place was something like over $10,000 a month, and it was marginally bigger than the space that I had. That's a school across the street, so there's not going to be much dead real estate over there. All right, coming up on my building, baby. All right, let's see what we got here. By the way, can you imagine living in an apartment complex and this being your entrance? So check this out. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this shit. The cost of those apartments are going to be $2,200 to $2,600 for a 200 to 300 square foot shithole, and that's what it looks like. My God. All right, baby. My old building. That's the apartment entrance. One of the apartment entrances. This over here used to be a sushi place. Sushi place is dead. Admittedly, this place had a fire inside under some really funny circumstances. So this was a music store that was owned by the brother of Alan Park and his wife that owned the building, and then it turned into a candy shop. And that's the laptop repair shop. I honestly don't care much about this place being closed. This probably seems petty, but this guy asked us what our rent was. The guy who owned it, Handsome Dan, like the Dan of Handsome Dan, asked what our rent. And Steve was in the room when this happened. I wasn't. I wish I was in the room when this happened. So he asked what our rent was, and Steve told him. And then Steve said, "What's your rent?" And he goes, "I'm not telling you." If I was in the, I would have had to hold myself back from just pushing him the fuck out of my store. Just like opening the door, grabbing him, and telling him to get the fuck out. But Steve just told, I think he just stared at him and said, like, he gave him this "you're a douche" stare, and left. But it's small things like that that kind of tell you the character of a human being. I don't really give a shit that this guy's closed. This over here is the entrance to the apartments complex upstairs, which are no longer upstairs because this building went on fire under strange circumstances. But anyway, this is my store. This used to be my store. I closed to move to the new place. A lot of people asked, why did I keep my sign up? Why does everybody keep their sign up? Why would you pay in New York City when you're moving to take your sign down? Seriously, when you show up to the space, do they get rid of the bugs for you? No, you have to pay your own exterminator. When I moved into this store, there were holes in the floor where I could look down and I could see through to the basement, and I had to fix that myself. So, plus, further, when it comes to the sign being up, when I was in the process of moving, I got ripped off by a contractor that I went over named Eugene in a bunch of videos where the guy's house went on fire right around the time that he didn't get bankruptcy declared. It was. Yeah, so I hired that guy as a contractor because I didn't know he was a scammer. So I was getting scammed by a contractor. I was managing the new contractor that I got. I was flying around the country for right to repair. I went to Olympia, I went to Maine, I went to Maryland, I went to Maine probably 2 or 3 times. And then COVID happened in the middle of the move, so I was doing the jobs of about 2 or 3 people that were deciding to stay home. And we were also about a week or 2 behind on repairs because all the technicians were helping us move. So we're behind on repairs. I'm flying all around the country for right to repair. I'm trying to figure out how to plan a rebound from a contractor that screwed me over. I did not give 2 shits about this sign. Like, I really don't. I don't give a shit about this. People find us from Yelp, from Google, from YouTube, from doing a search, from referrals, from forums. I don't get business because people find the sign. I get business because people look at the address on my website, look at the address on Yelp and Google, and then show up to that address. The sign, honestly, I think I put the sign up in 2015. There was no difference in business for months after I put this thing up. And most of the people that show up to a store like this from a sign, they're like, oh, they're a repair shop. Go in there and ask if they'll fix my car key, my television remote, my alarm clock. You can tell who showed up from the sign versus who showed up from the internet. So this doesn't really make sense. Now, as you can see, there are Bafang motors in the entrance over here. So that's a Bafang motor. These are 3 BBS HDs. That was my way of typing F in the chat. I put my dead motors in the front of my dead store right before I left. The inside is mostly cleaned up. There's nothing in there. And as is expected, there is no new tenant in there because I was paying like $5,500 when I left. I think I was paying $3,500 when I got the place, $5,500 when I left. Nobody's taking a space that's 600 something square feet in the middle of COVID. 650 square feet for $5,500. I mean, that's probably not happening. But also, since the building went on fire, they're waiting for an insurance claim so that they can, sort out what they're doing with the building. So I don't think that they really want tenants in there right now anyway. Okay, so we're gonna cross. And okay, as I said in the last video, I was stopping the recording and then starting the recording each time I saw a dead business. Because it would take me some time to walk between them. And again, we're at another one. I have not even stopped the recording yet. So this was a consignment boutique. It's one of those places where if you don't want to do the footwork of selling something yourself, you can put your stuff in their store. Yeah, you put your stuff inside of their store, and then you get paid a percentage of what they sell it for when they sell it, but you don't have to deal with all the sales shit on your own. It was one of those kind of places for fashion and stuff like that. And this is, that is gone. That's not the type of place that's going to survive COVID. Bella Tile. This is a place that's been in this neighborhood for a really long period of time. It looks like it actually got turned into a t-shirt place, but it still has the Bella Tile sign. I was looking into the prospect of moving here, but there were a lot of weird things, primarily the fact that you weren't allowed to do... I understood. I could respect that they wanted to... the people who inherited the place wanted to respect their family, but they wanted to, you can't throw this out in the basement. I need to make sure this is okay with my father kind of thing. And I understand it, but it just wasn't for me. But they were nice people. They were a good family business. So this over here is another dead place. It looks like it's being renovated on the inside. All right, so that's being renovated on the inside over there. Okay, this is not a dead business. I just want to give you an idea what the door looks like. My God, this looks like it's been through a war. But this is typical East Village. Look at this door. You can barely see through that in broad daylight. I have to put my camera up to the, oh my God. Just look at the level of scratch. Look at the level of, this, it really does look like a bomb went off over here. And people most likely live here. And again, whoever owns this building, that's the thing that kills me about New York. You know, I like the opportunity that's available here, I really do. But there's no sense of pride in ownership when it comes to the people who own these buildings. There's none whatsoever. There's no caretaking. And a big part of why there's probably no caretaking is because the people around will just do that to the building if they take care of it. So they probably figure, why should I care? I saw the waiter of, this is an interesting family restaurant. It's been around for over 100 years. I ate here once with my old potential ex-business partner. I was kind of trying to figure out if he'd make a good business partner. We saw the waiter, he was digging in his nose. I don't mean like a minor pick with his pinky, and then you could see he's trying to isolate his pinky so that he's avoiding using the pinky to touch the plate. He was digging with all of his fingers in there for a really long time, and then he grabbed our food, and nope. All right, this is a deli, so this, I honestly can't tell if this is open. I genuinely can't tell. I can't tell. Okay, never mind. It says for rent. Okay, this is interesting. So you got a bunch of graffiti. This is actually, that's semi-cool looking graffiti, but this just looks like shit. Actually, never mind. That stuff is just kind of senseless. This is used where Steve or I used to get our lunch, and as you can see, it is dead. Another corner store deli, dead. Wow, someone wrote BLM sucks. That is not what I would expect to see in Manhattan, given the politics of the area. You have, oh look at this, a notice of inspection up there by Agriculture and Markets, as if that matters anymore. And yeah, the moment the place is emptied out, you have, here's the thing, this is the thing. This amount of graffiti wasn't up when there were people in the place every day, because they would, these are the types of delis that are open at 2 or 4 in the morning, where you can get a sandwich at 2 or 4 in the morning. And when there's someone always there, the person who's gonna, do all this shit, when they know that somebody's watching, they don't do it. But when they know that someone in there is watching, or is not watching anymore, that's when you're gonna see all this crap come out. And that's kind of what you see there. So let's see, I'm gonna walk down this section of the street, and then we're gonna get to the next. Again, I haven't had to hit the red button on my camcorder once in 4 blocks now. So over here, let's see, use on first, back and foot rub. So this used to be a place to get a back and a foot rub, and it is gone. They're out of business. They probably couldn't compete with the places that were giving more than back and foot rubs. Couldn't help myself. So that's there. And let's continue. So, okay, I'm almost at the point where I might just have to hit the red button because I don't see anything dead. Wait, there it is right there. That's a place called The Bean. So when I was learning the board repair stuff, I would stay at the store, and I got so obsessive with it that I wouldn't even leave to get food, because I would get so obsessive into solving a problem I wouldn't want to get up to walk to the food, so I would order the food. And one of the things Viniera remembers is that there was this one sandwich I used to order from The Bean every single day, and every single day they would say we don't have it. So I would just hit the little reorder button on Grubhub. Every single day I would say I would get the exact same sandwich, and every single day we would get a phone call like clockwork saying we don't have this, and then Viniera would say it's okay, substitute it with the other thing. The interesting thing was that after 4 or 5 months of the exact same thing, they kept calling instead of just knowing that that's what I wanted. When I'd say, yeah, you could just change it, same as always. And B, they would keep putting that sandwich up on their fucking delivery platform, even though they didn't actually have it. Yeah, that was interesting. I think this is around 2013 or 2014 when I got so obsessed with figuring out the board repair stuff that I wouldn't tear myself away from it. I would be sitting in my office until 3 or 4 in the morning until I physically couldn't keep my eyes open. Because when I wanted to solve a problem, I would get so obsessive about it that I would just sit there and go over and over and over and over it. And that probably wasn't healthy, but that was admittedly my life for a long period of time. I also probably wasted a good amount of money ordering food when I could have literally just got up and got it myself. But I think it paid off in some sense, because I got to learn all the things that I learned. And I have a really strange way of learning things. I'm an idiot until I get it. I'm an idiot until I finally understand it. So over here, you have another place that says it delivers, but this is clear. I don't see a for lease sign, but this is clearly closed. This would not be on the window if this were an open place, so this is closed as well. We keep walking. Let's keep walking. Oh, this has... I can't tell you what this is. I hear construction going on inside. Or something going on inside. Ain't my business. They have their gate closed. So, okay. We're gonna move over to the next block, and I think I might actually have to hit the record button. And then end it and start it fresh, because I don't see anything dead right here. Okay, so now we're on 9th Street and 1st Avenue, so we've went four and a half blocks. Okay, never mind, dead. Paquitos. Yeah, Paquitos. This was a really, really interesting Spanish restaurant. So it looks like they still have the takeout place up there, because they had a takeout place, but they also had the larger dine-in restaurant. So they got rid of the dine-in, they kept the takeout. I always wondered how this place made money, because their dine-in was always empty, and it was gigantic. They had a gigantic backyard, gigantic front section, and it was always... I was always the only one there, even if it was a Friday night, Wednesday afternoon, always the only one there. So it never made sense to me how the hell they were able to pay rent on $8 quesadillas. As you can see here, Dan and John's Wings. I don't know if this is even graffiti or if this is intentional. It's actually hard for me to tell. And I'm kind of curious if people in the chat can tell. So is this graffiti or is this intentional? Like, what is this? This really does look like a film of motherboard corrosion and piss on the window. I can't tell what that is. I really have no idea where to even begin in trying to figure out what that is. Like, what is that? What is that? My God. Okay, this is St. Mark's Place. This is where all those little tattoo shops and piercing parlors and stuff like that are. I'm not even going up and down the streets. I'm just on the avenue. By the way, the reason I'm showing you this area is because this area is, in spite of in spite of the trend that's demonstrated on sorry about that. In spite of the trend that was demonstrated on Evie Grieve, this is still a somewhat less corporate neighborhood than the other two neighborhoods I showed you. So Midtown on like Chelsea, 7th Avenue, corporate. Broadway is hyper corporate. This neighborhood is very small businessy, so I just wanted to show you the other side of it. Okay, so this was Persian Grill for rent. I can't really put this up against the window to show you the inside of it because there's a gate, so not much I could do there. And let's see. I don't see anything closed on that side of the street. That side of the street appears to be winning. Never mind. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. Let's show you. All right. All right, what do we got here? This? Oh, we got two. We have two. Okay. So this was Sweet Generation Bakery. Inside of there, as you can see, it is covered with graffiti that makes no sense. Because this is cool graffiti. Like, that graffiti looks cool. That's art. This is trash. You see, there's a difference because some people don't really see the distinction. I've gotten some comments that see no distinction. So this over here, this I appreciate. That's kind of cool art. I like that. This is trash. It makes the neighborhood look shitty, and it makes no fucking sense. I can't read that. I don't even know what message you're trying to send. What does that mean? What is that? It's just a bunch of garbage. Okay, this is Night Market. I feel sad that I haven't been to most of these places. I really didn't. This neighborhood is mostly bars, restaurants, small shop. Bar, restaurant, small shop. Bar, restaurant, small shop. And I didn't... I mean, I had this amazing opportunity in my 20s because I had a space and I worked in this area and I could make my own schedule, but I always chose to spend my time just sitting in my office, figuring shit out, counting screens, finding screens from other vendors, working. Then I got obsessed with the board repair thing once the screen stuff got boring in 2013, 14. Never really took the time to actually do what you're supposed to do in this neighborhood, which is meet new people, go to all these little bars and restaurants, hang out, do all that stuff. And it's kind of crazy because I finally am at the point where I have the time and the luxury of being able to do that if I wanted. But it's just not this. It doesn't feel the same. I mean, a lot of stuff is open. There's a lot of closed, but there's also a lot open, but just don't feel the same as it did before. So this is Hungry Panda over here. This looks dead. I'm going to guess that this is dead. It doesn't look like anything's going on inside there. I do not see a for lease sign, but I guess this thing looks like it could potentially be a sign of what, I don't know. And there's also tape up there. Yeah, and they got rid of their sign up there. So that looks like it's dead. I'm not sure if that bar over there is open or not. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. I'm not really focusing on the side streets here. I'm mainly just focusing on the avenue. They're just going up and down the avenue. What do we got here? I can't tell if they have no... Oh, never mind. There's a bartender in there. It's not dead. It's just dying. It's Friday afternoon, so maybe Friday night will be busier. But even for Friday afternoon, you'd expect to see some more people there. Okay, what do we got on this side? So we are now down to 7th Street. Okay, that says open restaurant dining only. Does that look like an open restaurant to you? Every table has the seat on it. And it's around 3 p.m. on a Friday. Yeah, if it's 3 p.m. on a Friday and you have nobody inside, if you don't have a for lease sign yet, you're gonna have one soon. By the way, to my right, my left, we have some glorious outdoor dining. Most of this is actually outdoor. That one's bullshit. That one's not outdoor. But this is actually all of this is actually outdoor. I'm very impressed. That's an ATM with a bunch of graffiti on it. Okay, over here, what is this? Sydney's 5. There are 2 people inside of here. So this says it's a raw bar. There are people inside of this raw bar. Whoa. Oh. Okay. So, but it doesn't look like there's any actual customers in here. So what do we have over here? The other side of the street over here. Yeah, the other side of the street doesn't look like it has anything dead. Okay. Some of these in this section, they're not dead. They just kind of look like they're dying. Again, like if it doesn't have a for lease sign. It's just really weird to me when one of those places has no customers at 3 p.m. on a Friday. I was curious why that cabbie stopped before I was in the street. Upstate Craft Beer and Oyster Bar. Yes, we're open. Signs say one thing, reality say another. Okay. Is that a person? Yeah, it looks like there's a person in there. So not dead yet, but maybe about to be. Okay, these Indian restaurants over here, by the way, there's an amazing little story about this. So when these places are open, it's usually, I think they're open at night. I don't know if they're open during the day. There's 4 Indian restaurants here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think they're all owned by different people, or they compete with each other in some way. Because when you walk up the stairs, each one tries to convince you to show up to their restaurant. Each one is like, no, come in here. No, come in here. No, come in here. And it's a really interesting experience to see these restaurants fighting over your business, trying to, I'll take the business. No, I'll take the business. No, I take the business. This is a store that I'm not walking into. We'll leave it at that. Okay, we're on East 5th Street and 1st Avenue. This is... I have no idea what this used to be, but this dead. Again, no for lease sign. Your gate is closed at 3 p.m. on a Friday. You ain't paying your rent. I know that much. I know what rent costs in this city. I know what employees cost in this city. And if you are closed at 3 p.m. on a Friday, there may not be a for lease sign yet. Oh, you open at 5:30? Oh, cool. Thank you. Okay, so I stand corrected. Allow me to correct myself. That gentleman walking by works there, and he said they open from 5:30 to 10. So they likely have a much superior business model because they are able to make money being open for 5 hours. Oh, nice to meet you. Thank you. This is kind of getting weird. I never wanted to be famous. Why do people watch this fucking channel? I always started this channel talking about reseller ratings and cell phone radiation. It was supposed to be me just yelling into a camera. Fame was not the intention. Okay, so look at what we got here. This is... What is this? I don't know what you are, but you have no sign. You have what looks like a circumcised penis drawn on there. It kind of looks like it's based on a square. Circumcised, and on your gate. Very strange form of graffiti. Wearing my sunglasses to try to hide myself. I'm camouflaging myself so that nobody can tell who I am. Can you tell? Huh? Yes. I got the douchiest set of sunglasses to camouflage myself, but the camouflage is not working. So this over here is, I honestly don't know what this is. This does not have a for lease sign, but again, looks kind of dead. This looks dead. All right, we are on 4th Street and 1st Avenue. Almost at the end, almost at the end. All right, let's keep it moving, keep it moving. Juice bar. What is this? Okay, no for lease sign, but something tells me that you're not open. Because it's Friday. It's 3 p.m. on a Friday. You should be selling juice. True. Is this a Mexican kitchen or a juice bar? Maybe it's a combo. Either way, right now it seems like nothing. Next. Okay. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. What do we... I don't have to make it more than half a block. Sorry? This is Karma. Okay, seems like maybe a bar or a club or something. This may not necessarily be closed. The way that that sign is written makes me think it's a nightclub. And there's a lot of those nightclubs that are kind of... They're open... They only open late at night, but they make enough money while they're open that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they have no customers for the rest of the day. During the 2 to 4 hours that people are ordering bottle service, they'll make their money. I honestly have no idea what that is because I've lived in New York for 32 years and I've worked in this neighborhood for 10. I do not spend any time partying, ever. My idea of a party is PP Best G3 hot being 12.56 volts instead of 12.23. So here we have cleaners and a bunch of brown paper. We have some work permits. Tenant protection plan for occupants. It has a tenant protection plan for occupants. No idea what that is. A work permit that doesn't expire until next year. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Oh, never mind. Store closing. Oh, that's sad. That cleaners was there for a long time. cafe and lounge. It's closed. Again, you would expect this to be open during the day. I can't put this on the list of closed dead places yet because it is the end of the, it could potentially be some sort of club kind of lounge. It's only open at night. But again, don't you want to be open to, sell overpriced liquor and little bits of food and stuff like that during the day? Okay, this here, fine, I'll admit it, I was wrong. I'm a dumbass. Lewis is an idiot. When that landlord said that there's a Popeyes willing to pay $18K, I didn't believe it. And then when it started getting built, Erica said, look, there's a Popeyes, and I said, what? Where's the Popeyes? Where's the chicken? There's the fucking chicken. Lewis was wrong. Apparently Popeyes can afford to pay $18K for this place. $18,000 for a goddamn Popeyes. I am a business failure. I can't figure out how to sell shitty tasting, cheap fried chicken and pay $18,000 of rent with it. He wins. You win, you fuck. That was the landlord that started my real estate series, because that landlord of that building was such an asshole during our conversation. It's like laughing, dressing us down, that I thought, man, I wish I was recording this. And I recorded every single one after that. So this is a Stars Pizza grilled chicken place. This is gone because they could not make the economics work the way that Popeyes could. Again, how the fuck are you paying that much to sell shitty fried chicken? It's not even good fried chicken. It's trash. Even if you like fried chicken, you're a fan of fried chicken, Popeyes is trash. Just straight up trash. That used to be some sort of hipster food place across the street, and now it is your standard fare covered in graffiti crap, trash. That is some fancy schmancy condo that 90% of the people who live in this neighborhood probably won't be able to afford. It says the 101condo.com. So that is going to remain under construction for a long time, and then it will remain vacant because the amount of money that will be charged for the condo will be something that nobody can afford. Laminar Flow posted this really good post on Reddit where he was talking about how in the city you can't, there's so much red tape, and the only people who get around it are the people who wind up having a lot of money and creating some sort of partnership with the city. But those people wind up being the people that are only making hyper expensive apartments, so they don't really make anything cheaper. And that's why you haven't seen that type of development for a really long time. I'll see if I can link to it down below. Okay, that's a work permit. Looks like they're doing work putting together a new place. Oh, Mazzetto, the restaurant, is gone. That's on East Houston over there. I missed that place. Okay, we have two dead places here. So this over here, Boilermaker is, okay, you know what, that's probably just closed right now. I don't think it's closed for the day. Yeah, because they have an unvaccinated guest must wear mask to enter shit, which means that they probably put that up just recently, which means they're probably still in business. And we have our last place. So we are here at East 1st Street. So I was able to go down the block, and I think I had to turn my camera off once and this entire trip while I was going from place to place to find places that are dead. If you could take a handball and just take your handball and throw it, and it's gonna bounce off of a dead business. That's the sad thing. Yeah, this. You know, never mind. That's not dead. That's just under construction. It says Lucian open with an arrow. So that's about it. I think I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna continue doing these tours of all these neighborhoods. And the reason that I say this, I get a lot of aggravated posts saying, "This is, look at this guy. How's it going?" I have no idea if they know who I am. I think they just wanted to be trolls. But they seem to have high levels of positivity and enthusiasm. So I'll take it. I'll take it. I like high levels of positivity and enthusiasm. So there's this thing where people don't really want to admit that there's a problem. Like I've seen all these posts where people say, "Oh, this guy's a jackass. Yeah, he's just making this up. I live here. This is bullshit." What are you talking about? You think I'm photoshopping this? You think I'm stealing somebody else's footage? If I was, at least it would be image stabilized. This is reality. And there's a number of things that contribute to this reality. The first are commercial mortgage-backed securities. And again, I'll include a link down below where someone else explains this. TLDR, they cannot charge a lower rent for the space because if they do, it lowers the value of the building. If the building's value is lowered, since that building was used as collateral on the loan, that means that whoever bought it with leverage now has to put up their own money. So if they rent the space out for less money, in order to do that, you have to ask for permission for all the people involved in that specific commercial mortgage-backed security. And for all you know, your commercial mortgage might have been split up and sent to 80 different investors. So even just contacting all those people so that you can figure out if you're allowed to do that may be close to impossible. But even if you're allowed to do that, okay, now you're going to have to put up additional collateral on your loan. And if you have to put up additional collateral on your loan, you may have to shell out $500,000 or $600,000 extra dollars that you don't have. So what are you going to do? Well, it makes sense to just keep it empty and pray, because even at least you have a building that's of some value. If you have other tenants in your building or other properties, you can use the money from that to pay for this. But you can't pay $500,000 or $800,000 or $1.2 million or whatever it is out of pocket if you delist the building. There's that. The second thing that's causing that is just causing aggravation on top of all this is what it takes to get anything done here. So for instance, the people doing construction with those Department of Buildings permits, in this video they were all up to date. But 2 videos ago that I did, almost all of the permits were expired. And a big part of that is dealing with the Department of Buildings in New York City, or doing any sort of work to convert a deli to a restaurant to a repair business into a club. It's damn near close to impossible. You have to have the experience of going through dealing with the Department of Buildings to understand what it's like. There's that. There's junk like the Department of Consumer Affairs thing that I showed you in my other video. People they get tired of being fined all the time for silly, stupid crap where the city walks in and they look for excuses to extract money from you. There's a number of contributing factors. So this was, and the thing that bothers me, I suppose, when people say that this is all bullshit, or oh, Lewis doesn't know that there was a pandemic. I did a whole series on this before there was a pandemic. The entire series I did on this in 2019. That was August to October of 2019. There was no COVID back then, at least that we know of. So why were so many of these spaces starting to hollow out back then before COVID? Something to think about. And, it's not like COVID is the only thing that happened, but the lockdowns, I think it was the lockdowns more than COVID, honestly, but the lockdowns and the way that the city handled everything afterwards, that was kind of like the pin that then finally popped it. So you had all these spaces that were vacant, that were unaffordable. You had this giant city bureaucracy that made it close to impossible to actually convert spaces to different uses when different uses were a more ideal or economically viable use of the space. You had the city harassing people that were in business, like my DCA video, and I've got a lot of crap like that I just didn't share because I didn't record at the time. And then you have the city tell all these people, well, you can't. Well, maybe you can be in business. We'll figure it out as we get the stuff. Okay, you can reopen. Okay, never mind, you can't reopen. Okay, never mind, you can reopen. This is what you get. This is what you get. It's not one individual factor. It's a number of different factors. But for somebody to look at this and think that it's not a problem, I think they're putting their head in the sand. And I really think they are. And I do kind of wonder if there are people that are invested in New York City commercial mortgage-backed securities that view this video series and say, you know what, I'm getting out of that before that bubble pops. And if you do, I'm just kind of, well, not financial advice, not a professional financial services advisor or an investment advisor. This is only my opinion. Hey, good on you. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye now.